When we imagine the Roman Empire, the same scenes come to mind, don't they? Shining helmets, disciplined legions, powerful soldiers. But here's the truth. What kept Rome standing wasn't just courage, it was money. Its mighty power was built on that foundation. More precisely, on debt. All these soldiers, horses, weapons, roads, and fortresses, they cost a fortune. To keep the empire alive, Rome had to prioritize spending on defense. Running an empire meant spending millions of denarii every single day. So where did all that money come from? In ancient Rome, soldiering wasn't an act of patriotism. At first things were simple. Rome was a small republic. Anyone who owned land could be drafted. People brought their own weapons and returned to their farms after the campaign. But as Rome grew, wars got longer and farther away. Recruits could no longer leave for a year and come back. Eventually, it became necessary to form a professional army. The state began paying soldiers, not much, but regularly. And that changed the game, because Rome realized something. War was a profitable investment. New land equals new taxes, new slaves, new loot. In other words, war became a self-financing system. The more conquests, the more money. In short, war fed war. And that's why Rome had to keep launching campaign after campaign, but behind it all was debt. During long and costly wars, Rome borrowed from its wealthy citizens. The equities, the financial class, lent money to the state, but not out of kindness. In return, they received interest, tax collection rights, and commercial privileges in new territories. So war turned into a business model. The system was designed to serve the state's interests. At least on paper, the state went to war, the rich got richer. Sound familiar? Rome's military industry. Over time, everything became privatized. Generals got wealthy. Senators took shares of the spoils. Tax-collecting companies, the publicani, became the heart of the war economy. It was a toga-wearing military-industrial complex. And of course, as debt grew, the system could no longer sustain itself. Money began to lose its value. The wars didn't stop, but the treasury was empty. The solution? Mint more coins. Under Nero, the silver content of coins was reduced, then reduced again. Eventually, what remained was just a piece of metal, worthless. The result? Inflation, loss of trust, economic collapse. The wealthy invested in land and slaves, while the people kept paying taxes with devalued money. And ultimately, the very factors that once powered the empire's rise began to turn the wheel in reverse because of a few miscalculations. And so, the empire began to rot from within. What's different today? Look around. States are fighting wars with debt. Central banks are printing money. The rich are hoarding assets, while ordinary people can't keep up with prices at the market. The system must keep growing. If it stops, it collapses, just like Rome. Today we don't say tribute, we say tax. We don't say money printing, we say economic stimulus. But the mechanism is identical. The world runs on debt, and debt is no longer an exception. It's the norm. A warning from Rome. History shows us how the entire system has worked from the very beginning by holding up the Roman Empire as a mirror. Rome's story isn't just history, it's a warning. When an economy becomes addicted to growth and money keeps losing its value, eventually the people are crushed, the elites get richer, and the state collapses. And no one realizes it at that moment, because the system has no pause button. So what can we do? We can't completely break the cycle, but we can understand it, and that's where it begins, with awareness. Instead of playing blind, we can open our eyes. We can build our own financial resilience, not just with money, but with knowledge. By using our experience wisely, we can make the system work for us, not against us. To know history isn't just to understand what happened. It's to grasp why it happened and to learn from it. It's to see behind today's curtain. So next time you hear about a war, a crisis, or a stimulus package, don't just read the headline. Follow the money. Who profits? Who pays? Who's silenced? Because Rome taught us one thing. Empires don't fall from the outside. They collapse when the math inside stops working.